Hello everyone, I'm Stuart Klassen, the Executive Chef here at the Delta Grand Okanagan in Kelowna, British Columbia. And today we're going to make roasted Ambrosia apple soup. All good soups start with a great stock. For this recipe, it's going to serve about 5 to 6 people. We need 5 apples into our stock. 3/4 inch cut, skins on, it's all fine. It's for a stock. These are going to boil down to just beautiful flavor. With most stocks, you use a typical, what they say in French, mirepoix, which is carrots, onion, celery. And we're going to use those today too in our Ambrosia stock. About the same, 3/4 inch cut. There we go. I do have some, can you smell that? Beautiful fresh thyme. Put the whole thing in there. With that, we also need to add our liquid. 1 liter. I have a beautiful Okanagan fresh pressed apple juice here that I'm going to use. Any apple juice will do. I do caution you not to get something too sweet. More natural, more pure is better. We're also going to add 1 liter of cold water. Cold water, cold apple juice. And the reason for that is we want our stock to be clear. Sometimes with warm, it'll start to get cloudy. So cold liquids to a stock, always. So we have our pot full of apples, and we're just going to take it to the stove. For stocks, we want to start on a high heat, bring it to a boil, and then let it simmer for about a half an hour. Now we're going to get ready for the roasted apples, which is really the true flavor of this soup. We're going to take peeled apples. I'm going to use about 6 apples. I'm going to cut them. We don't have to get too finicky, but a little bit of uniformity is good. So one's not burnt and the other one's raw. So it's about a 1/4 inch size. We put our Ambrosia apples into a bowl. Then we're going to add just about a tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to add a little bit of that fresh thyme we were smelling earlier, a pinch of salt, a little black pepper, and we're going to toss that all together. Put them onto like a cookie sheet. Just make sure they're spread out, not too much on top of each other for roasting. And then we're going to pop them into a 400 preheated oven for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes until they start to char on the outside, and then they're ready. There's our apples. Perfect, just the right amount of char on there, ready to go. We did saute up about 1/4 of an onion with a little bit of olive oil. Take our nicely charred Ambrosia apples, add them to the sauteed onions, put the two together. And then we have our beautiful fragrant apple stock with Ambrosia apples, which we strained. We're gonna add it to our pot, just about like that. Then take a hand blender. We'll emulsify those roasted apples right into the Ambrosia stock. And what we're looking for now is the consistency. We don't want it too thick, we don't want it too thin. If it's a little bit too thin, we could put it back on the stove, let it simmer a little bit, reduce it down till we get that right consistency. A couple rustic chunks are okay in that because it is a nice rustic winter soup. I think that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna put it back onto the stove, and then I'm gonna come back and show you a couple garnishes, and we're gonna finish it up. I've julienned the Ambrosia apples for garnish. I've got the warm soup. Consistency is perfect. Now I just want to check the seasoning. Hey, pretty good. Nice balance. We got sweet, we got a little bit of tart. We're just going to add a little bit more salt and pepper. Now we're going to put it into our beautiful big bowl. There we go. See how the consistency? Almost like applesauce, but with a little bit more liquid. There we go. I've taken a little bit of yogurt, added some cinnamon, nice little garnish to go along with the soup, and just put it on something like that. Our Ambrosia apples, julienned, right in the center. That's gonna add a little bit of freshness, a little bit of texture to the soup, a little crunch. And in the back, we've been growing a little bit of fresh pea shoot. Just gonna put a little bit of that on there for color. And there it is, roasted Ambrosia apple soup. A little cinnamon yogurt, the fresh julienne Ambrosia apple, a little pea shoot. Enjoy.